So he's got an ego. He's been governor forever.
Mm-hmm.
There's nowhere else to go with that job.
Right.
If they're going to beg him, he's going to do it.
Well, if they're going to beg him to run and there are people in place that can raise money, I mean, obviously he's been very successful in raising money here in Texas, and I'm sure he's got a financial power base, particularly in the South, that can do that for him. It's like we talked when we were off the air. There is nobody in the pack, the Republican pack right now, that I think is going to rally, that red meat conservative base. And that's in my mind, that is either Rick Perry or it's Sarah Palin, either one of those two. And I see Rick jumping in. I really do.
And what's really interesting about Rick Perry is he's kind of like a male version of Sarah Palin in the sense that they
It's scary that I was thinking the exact same thing.
It's true. And what's interesting is that
I like her better.
when I was working with the lobbying business with the Texas Motion Picture Alliance, which is basically we wanted to get more money to make more films in Texas, that raise the incentives. Of course, Rick Perry was all for that. I really was amazed at how much he loves the idea of him and Hollywood hand in hand in Texas. He loves it.
Well, look at him.
Yeah, of course. And so
he's like a quintessential Texas governor out of Central Castle.
He really,
absolutely, absolutely. And so when we see this, like Sarah Palin and her bus, I'm just like, oh, you've seen nothing yet until you've seen our
What'll be on the
governor.
side of the Perry bus, Trish?
I don't want to speculate.
I think strips of brisket.
Right. Yeah, I think,
And with Perry, you can't
Cowboy
count that he
boots,
doesn't have foreign
spurs.
policy experience because he lives in Austin.
well, I
There
think
you go.
you could put governor.
Very good, Jimmy.
You can put Governor Good here. How's that?
Yeah.
Speaking of politics, we had the two candidates in the runoff for District 7 in here this week. Very interesting, the exchange that took place between the two of them, Chris Medina and Elena Guajardo. She's trying to make an issue of the fact, and I'll show you this, that in his campaign flyers and mailers, he poses in his U.S. Naval Reserve dress uniform. She says you're not allowed to do that under DOD regulations unless you put a very specific piece of verbiage that's like a disclaimer,
right.
which he says, yeah, we didn't do it, and then we found out about it, and we did do it. She's trying to say that is a real issue. He, in turn, is saying you shouldn't vote for her. She can only serve one term because of her prior council service. Are either of these going to matter when all politics is local?
No, I think not one bit. Not one. I think the people who voted, which was not the greatest number in the world, are going to decide on completely different styles of leadership. I mean, Elena and Chris, I mean, it's like oil and water, completely different. And I really don't think that that's going to be an issue.
I think it's styles of leadership, but what it comes down to, what people vote for, and I certainly saw it in my campaign. I mean, people are very concerned. What are you going to do for me? Okay, streets, infrastructure, graffiti, all those things. It's who you think has the best ideas and is going to be most effective in cleaning up those problems. I mean, responsive. Exactly, and responsive. I just don't think that these issues are really going to weigh into it.
By the way, I've been asking all the candidates this. We had incredibly low turnout in the general. Now we're going to have this runoff in just two districts. I mean, it's scary to think how few people are probably going to vote. So, Trish, if you're managing a campaign in this environment, and I'm sure you've been in this situation as a behind-the-scenes person, how do you know who they will be, and how do you get them to vote? And are these kinds of tactics, the uniform, the lame duck thing, do these work?
Well, I think in a runoff, you make a decision, do we have enough to go negative? And there's a reason why people use negative advertising. I mean, people don't like it, but it works. So if you've got something that people can really hang on to, that's got some substance associated with it, you're probably going to see it definitely come out in a runoff. The interesting thing about a runoff, though, is it really comes down to grassroots targeting. And that is those people that you have identified as yes votes for you, whatever you have to do to get those people to the polls. And we call them knock and drag. During voting, you knock on their door, give them a ride to the polls, any way you can get them there. But it's very difficult, Jack, make no mistake, for an electorate to go back out a second time. Especially now that you've got kids out of school. I mean, you've got to have money to be able to target people. And the thing about it is, people that you think may not have a chance actually stand a chance to win because the dynamics are so different.
Right.
Yeah. I'm just thinking of Dr. Gloria Rodriguez. She lost the runoff by 26 votes, and I could probably. I mean, I can imagine in her head she knows exactly who those 26 people are.
Right.
I would not want to be one of those people, having met her. By the way, knock and drag, is that what you call it?
Yep.
I think that isn't that Jade's strategy with TSA employees. All right, we're back with more Gang of Four. Hey, I want to just quickly mention this. I know that Jimmy, you're big friends with Chris and Jason over on ESPN 1250. They're going to be out this afternoon at Ancira Kia. Between 3 and 6 for our Operation Interdependence. I don't know if you've heard about all this, but we're doing this again on KTSA this year. Operation Interdependence gathers up household items, toiletries, personal care items that the troops cannot get when they're off in the battlefields of Afghanistan and Iraq. We ask people to donate these items. It can be lip balm, it can be talcum powder, Kleenex, stationery,
Glitter.
recordable
You can't get
CDs.
that over there.
Yes, glitter, now more than ever with Don't Ask, Don't Tell. But you can donate all of these things at a wide variety of drop-off locations that we have on the KTSA.com website, and then Operation Interdependence puts them together in packages that go to the troops. Another thing you can do is have your kids draw pictures or write notes thanking our soldiers and sailors and airmen and Marines for their service, and include that in what you donate. To find out more about Operation Interdependence, join Chris and Jason at Ancira Kia this afternoon from 3 to 6. That's on Loop 410, or go to KTSA.com, keyword Operation.